Hi everyone, thank you so much for being here. My name is Zeb Green and I am the MC, the Master of Ceremonies here for Sacred Mischief. It's my absolute pleasure and honor to invite you to another punk devotional as we look at the song So Long Saving Grace by the World Inferno Friendship Society on the album This Packed Funeral. Our topic today will get a bit heavy. It'll be hard discussing a vast amount of losses due to overdoses, suicides, car accidents, the AIDS epidemic. We'll move to a place of healing, or so I hope, of keeping the legacy of our lost ones alive. But if this is too raw, too vulnerable, and you need to press pause, close the window, and just walk away, and I understand, but I hope we move to a place of healing and strength for those who remain. But I know you will take care of yourselves, and whatever you do, I support you. If you would like to listen to the song, please listen to the song. You can click the link in the description for So Long Saving Grace. Now, let's move into our homily and our reflection. It was a bit too late to die young, girl, but your paranoid style, it always made me smile, and your paranoid smile became my style. I wish I had just one person to dedicate this reflection to, if only there were just one friend who died too young, one smile that I carried with me in honor of the departed. Instead, I think back to all of the house shows from my teens and 20s, the concerts that raged hard and were packed to the seams. This reflection is for all of you, everyone who burnt too brightly and is now only carried on in memory. I remember the heat, sweat, and revolting toilets, all signs of a house that couldn't hold the revelry assembled, a party that inevitably ended by the sheer chaos of the cops shutting down these dens of iniquity, noise complaints, underage drinking, whatever the excuse, we had to bounce, and fast. Dozens upon dozens of people took off like bats out of hell, leaping over back fences and into alleys to escape. The thrill of trying to be one step ahead and looking for the nearest safe place to dive into for sanctuary. Perfect memories. Oh my god, yes. But memories that of course look better in the sepia-stained colors of nostalgia. We were supposed to be troubled, not understanding. But holding these memories carries the heartbreak of imagining what a reunion of these old shows would look like. What would it be to gather everyone still alive and bring them into one place? The packed rooms would become a small, intimate gathering around a coffee table, with the weight of loss holding us all down. What would we say? Except, hey y'all, remember that time? In that space, though, we would be in the grips of memories that had yet to scar over. The overdoses, fentanyl, suicides, car accidents. It was a bit too late to die young, girl. I remember the era when answering the phone call was to answer to another death, a call to say a friend, an enemy, those I bumped into on the street at 3 a.m. because we were young, lost, and with nowhere else to go. A stranger who once grabbed onto me at a show and we sang right into each other's faces, only to let go of them and not hear of again until tonight is gone. The phone calls of, oh shit, we lost another one. The phone calls, I thought you should know before you see it on Facebook. The call-outs, y'all, of putting the whole community on blast for looking the other way when our friends are suffering. Putting everyone on notice to mask that it was me saying last week, I just can't put up with their shit right now. The phone call whose only honest response is, fuck. I haven't seen them since I spotted them at 20 and funded a relapse. But it was years ago, so not the relapse. But all the same, why didn't I ever reach out again and try to be there? Instead, on the phone, We remember shared dreams of planning a production of Dracula and wanting to get all of our wild fiddle players we knew to play the Romani servants to set the tone for a wild hedonistic romp through Victorian England's xenophobia. The dreams of wild shows that never materialized. But wasn't it fun to sit back and dream? What wonders could we work with a stage all our own? Good times. It always makes me smile. But a bit too late. A bit too late. Trying to share this grief. Trying to share this grief with those who aren't experiencing it is a brutal exercise in itself. If they had died in their teens, it would be mourning the potential of their lives. If they had lived longer, it would be mourning a life well lived. At this stage, though, too many just tisk away at a person's passing. The tisk implies that it was our friend's fault that they had died, killed by an epidemic blasting its way through our nation. Tisk, tisk, tisk. It's a shame they let drugs ruin their lives. Tisk, why didn't they reach out? Tisk, we can look the other way. Tisk, our conscience is clear. Tisk, I'm so sorry, but can we talk about something else? Through all the tisks, I'm humbled by all the care that does materialize. I'm so grateful for the elder queers in my life and the grace and care they offered as these losses kept hitting. Elders who know so much pain, grieve too deeply, and witness the decimation of their community as the AIDS epidemic raged on. Our elders held me while I cried, and they could relate to the pain, relate to the knowledge that not hearing from someone meant the worst, relate to the stigma, shame, and the blaming of the departed for their lifestyle choices, relate to having a generations of friends and loved ones disappear before our eyes while the government goes on a war against the population most in need. I'm furious that they had to live through it. I'm furious at the horrific way so many of our elders had to die. The apathy and antipathy of this country is relentless. Yet, through the pain, we had elders to hold us and remind us that we keep our friends' memories alive. No one dies too late to be mourned. No one has to achieve success to matter. These bright, vibrant souls, these people who we love, matter. They mattered then and they matter now. Their legacy continues to inspire. We keep it alive. In all the pain, we remember to be there for our community. Who else will if we don't? That paranoid smile, it became my fucking style. They're still with us. All our loved ones, flawed, complex, fucked up, and brilliant, are still with us. The way they smiled, joked, danced, all the good. The ways they infuriated, pushed buttons, and irritated the piss out of us. That's there too. We become the keepers of their legacy and memory. We don't have to pretend they were saints. They don't have to become demons. Let them be their wild, fey selves. Good, bad, and wonderfully troubled. So long, saving grace. Their spirits deserve more. So I guess what I'm really saying is, who wants to help me stage a wild, decadent as hell, hedonistic romp of vampires and fiddle players charging their way through Britain? Because damn y'all, it's a good style. I want to move into some questions for reflection. I invite you to take a moment to pause, to get centered in your body, scan yourself. Where do you need comfort, grace, and relief? Hold yourself in care and invite in the spirit of mischief and inspiration. Who have you lost? Who were they to you? How did your connection to them change you? How can you honor their legacy? What pain did they cause that needs healing? What goodness did they generate that you can continue? What stories have we hidden because we are afraid of being judged? Who in our lives have we hidden or forgotten? What stories do we need to tell to honor our entire community? Please join me for a prayer. Spirit of mischief, angel hopping back and forth from life to death, the catalyst to us making out in cemeteries, jumping fences into graveyards, playing and dancing above the dead. You led us to Ouija boards, breaking into abandoned buildings for seances. You are the reminder that the dead are with us. Ghosts aren't to be feared, aren't monsters, but are memories echoing, playing through time and space. Help us, Spirit, to reach out beyond an imaginary veil and break the boundary from life to death. Guide their spirits like bats flying out of hell to dance once more with all our troubled friends. Phantoms and dreams uncontained, stories pulsing with life and guiding our swagger and become our style. Until one day when we too are a memory, an urban legend for the next generation of wayward youth, a story to make them laugh, love, wreak some havoc, and become their style. So long, saving grace. It ain't too late. Amen.